Good afternoon. As maybe not all of you know, Suzette's travelled down to Perth for Kingdom Investors down there, and so she's visiting Perth, and we have a guest today, Jeff Sparks. I don't know if everyone knows Jeff Sparks, but he's the husband of why not? A very well-known prophetess. How's that? I'm not going to say any more. Without further ado, and he's come from the sunny coast and brought the cloud down here, so I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but I'll leave it over to him. Thank you.
John. Hi there. I always say, actually, I'm not her husband, she's my wife. And on the other side, I say to all the pastors' wives, I know exactly how you feel. As people push past me to talk to her. Thanks so much for inviting me along, although you didn't. Suzette did on your behalf. So, to give you a bit of background on myself, got saved at about 18. My passion at the time was that I had an encounter with God at about the age of 7, somewhere between 5 and 7, where I felt a call to the ministry. So when I got saved, I naturally enough put that in a box and said, great, I'm going to go into the church. We're in the middle of the charismatic era. I got saved in the charismatic era. Any of us have been saved more than 30 years, you might remember it. And the church was actually shifting people from getting saved within 6 months. They were pastoring churches because the established church would make no room for what God was doing. So God took new people, trained them up in a hurry, put them into leadership positions, and unfortunately I saw nearly all of those people crash. Most of those churches didn't go long past the distance. On the other hand, the people that were in established churches stayed in the established church till their fire went out. So the renewal had come, people got renewal, they got on fire, and without pressing into further truth and internalising that truth under good leaders, we actually don't stand a chance. It's a bit of a lemmings over the cliff thing. We're attracted by the light, but a fire that isn't structured into something that can be sustained is actually of very little benefit for very long. So I came out of that era and I said, okay, I'm off to Bible college. And God said to me, no, you're not going to Bible college, you're going to learn in the world. And I listened to that on occasion. And I tried 3 times to go to Bible college, including going to Bible college for about 6 weeks, where then I had to crash out because of all the circumstances happening around me, and I couldn't sustain it, and back into the workforce. And it wasn't till, many, many years later that they started talking about the 7 mountains and how we actually had the opportunity to carry a God mantle into an environment that wasn't the church, where for the last 40 years God's been talking to me about being prophetic, and I kept going, well, okay, that's great, but what do you do between Monday and Friday? And even when I did eventually go to Bible college in God and got my theology straighter, I used to say to God as I listened to all the people going, yeah, okay, I could share all that, but what do I do between Monday and Friday? Because I'm actually not very patient at cups of tea and holding people's hands. It's not my personality that you gave me. It's not actually what I'm good at. Managing personal relationships is not my strength. Thank God I have an outgoing, sanguine wife who loves her family over the moon. That's brought a lot into my life. But me personally, I sit in a different space with a different gift set. And so my journey, like most of you, has not been to find easily the place where you feel like you fit. It's actually been where I found where I didn't fit. So it's by reason of not being used that we find that we're meant to be somewhere else. And even Bill Hammond, when he prophesied over me in America back in the early 80s when I went, and I actually studied under School of Christian International, Bill Hammond's organisation. I moved to the States, lived there for 5 months, attended the church, preached in that church, and got trained up in the prophetic. And he prophesied and said, when you go back to Australia, which was only a few weeks away at that stage, the doors that you want to open are not going to open. The places where you think you fit you're not going to fit there. And you'll just go through a number of more cycles until I open a door for you. And I'm going, well, that's really good news. I'm not welcome there, and where I'm headed isn't really manifest at the moment. And most of you sitting in the room have actually been through a prolonged period of time where you've carried something that isn't manifested around you. It isn't actually to see, to show, to touch, to feel, to cash in even. Let's be honest, that gift that you get is meant to support you, both in your emotions, your sense of fulfillment, your sense of self-dignity, but it's also meant to put money in the bank for you and your family. And it says that we honour people by the size of their gift, by the fact, how's it going? I know, I've known that for decades. My good friend for many, many years. I was thinking of you the other day, actually, so it's surprising you're not here. Good to see you, Kerry. So we look to see what tribe we're from, in the Old Testament language, by the people we find ourselves hanging out with. But the people we've been hanging out with have actually had the same conversation with us. Well, I'm looking for the tribe where I fit. Are you the tribe that I fit with? Can you tell me who I am? Has almost been the conversation something having. So how many people would be having that conversation in the last 5 or more years? Just give me a wave. Okay, I've got the room. I'm in the right room with what I'm going to share. So it has been a lot about the fact that you and I have felt tribeless. If you get discouraged, pointless. Without an edge on your sword. I've been sharpening something that nobody's been asking to use. I've been studying something no one's been wanting to hear. Well, I've been married to someone who has a church fit, and her ministry has prospered and grown in the 22 years we've been together. We married 19 years, I think it is, this year. She's been in full-time itinerant ministry since before we were married. So we dated. I remember dating and waiting for her to actually come back the week of the wedding. I had to take her to town and buy her the dress in between trips to get married on the Saturday. And I think it was only a few weeks before she said, "Kids, it is true, we are moving in with him." But that ministry expression has prospered and prospered and prospered, and not sounding like the grieving husband, but I've sat over the other side and gone, "Hey God, you're telling everyone the Seven Mountains is alive and we're singing on the hills soon. Over here, no one's calling. No one wants to hear my song. No one wants to, they're happy to push past me to get to the church manifestation. They're happy to get back and go, look, if I can't get celebrated where I'm going, I'll compromise and go back to the old, and I'll celebrate the fact that I used to fit there. And I won't have the conversation between me and God about the fact that something changed and you didn't take me on the change you promised." So, I'm a straight shooter, realistic, down to the details. But I am my personality is I'm a choleric melancholy. So choleric means there's not many of us. There's actually only 7% of the population are cholerics, because you would die living under a whole stack of clerics. We're the people who take charge, drive things. We're the initiators. We're the directives. Some people call us control freaks. Let alone if you combine a choleric with a melancholy, because that is the control factor in our society. Quality control, that's a melancholy personality. So I'll not only tell you what to do, I'll tell you how to do it. Who's lining up to be led by that personality? Nobody. Until the building's on fire, when every qualified person in the room will fail under the pressure. And those that have stayed in the place where God says, what I called you to be, I want you to be, no matter what it costs, no matter where you don't fit, because when it all falls apart, those which were lining up to look like, sound like, speak like, will disappear in a moment, like smoke. And only those who actually know their God will be able to lead in the change that's coming. That is not a broad sweep at everybody currently in leadership. What I'm saying, though, is that if you're not actually connected with where you're going, you'll only repeat where you've been. And it's very hard in this season to be connected with where you're going when it's not manifest. So that's where today we're going to talk about how do you stay connected with the conversation with God at a deeper level. So I'm not going to rally you up. I feel boxed in by that. And I might accidentally kick it out of the way. Well, I'm not going to, cheer you up and go, look, it's all been released. We're just not happen to be in the right town where it's all happening. What I'm going to say to you is, unfortunately, and I say that because it applies to me as well, we are still waiting for something to come that has been promised. And if you've been at this, I've been at this 38 years this year since I got saved. I've known I'm in the prophetic stream since the age of roughly 7, when God spoke to me and I didn't have a place for that. You're a prophet.
Great. That'll fit well in the Catholic Church on Sunday. I am an altar boy. Does that get me up to... Where's that fit from an altar? Where's the altar boy go to tell the priest he's a prophet? No. When your word got dropped in you were not in the place of that paradigm fitting. And God deliberately did it to us in an era and a time. Because let's face it, until we hit the 90s, we didn't even talk about the apostle or prophet much. We had a few people wandering from South Africa. God bless South Africa for sowing in Australia. Because that was the most significant source of prophetic word into our nation at the time. It wasn't America. Most of the prophets I met, 70s, 80s and 90s, came from South Africa. And so when you heard the word, God deliberately positioned you and I to be where we could not box that word in by immediately imaging what we saw around us over the top of ourselves and become another generation of cookie-cutter Christians. He's sick and tired of cookie-cutter people. He created individuality with a passion. I mean, if he sat down and thought about you and just, Ray, I remember a previous Ray. Here's a Ray. No, he sat down. He said he didn't sit and finish, so he's long standing now, God. But he individually thought about your personality, your giftings, your family fit, your calling, how your training would evolve, what technology was needed to be available at the time he was going to put you in the earth, what truth would be both unpacked at the time when you came on the scene and what would be unpacked during your lifetime, what truth would give you, what unique words he would give you. For all that, today we'll do some offline, but for all we talk about the prophetic, nothing to me, after nearly 40 years of being saved, is more powerful than the still small voice of God in my heart. Nothing. Because no matter how great your prophetic word, if I'm faithful, I've already heard it. But what's powerful is that you're affirming me as a messenger of God. You can stay on track if you're going to get there. But what is most powerful to me is when I go home and I cry and say, God, thank you for bringing me back on my life. Because you said it first. Nothing more powerful. It's idolatry to take the prophetic word from the individual and think that will lift you when God can't. That's idolatry. So the still small voice must be my benchmark. Everything I believe, everything I feel, and everything I fail at. I measure myself against God's directions for me, His call for me, His expectations for me. I wrestle with being in an environment with such a strong and public person in my life, to not continually go, well, I don't, she does, I don't, she fits, I don't. I mean, you can wrestle that thing forever. I think God deliberately harnessed me in that place as an example for other people at times. Sometimes they say, well, how frustrating Jeff can get. But I've come to a place of peace where I go, I actually don't, for years it was easier in business probably than in the home. In business, I could look at someone who had the success and fame that I wanted, or the position that I wanted to be promoted to in God. And I could try to get jealous and I'd say, no, because every good gift comes from God. Every door is opened by God. Don't give me what God can't give me. I don't want what man can give me. I want what God gives me. So every promotion, every step, every position has got to come to me from the hand of God. So in that environment, I got this, but at home, and if you're a partnership in church, or if you're a person who's been promised leadership, you've been through the tug of war of being, we're outside the church, so I was called for this, by being teased along by leaders who aren't heart of God leaders. So I've been in a business environment. I've had this happen to me on 3 occasions at work. I was a contractor through an accountancy firm as a credit analyst to a finance company. how I got that job. I'm not really perfect fit for it, but I'm smart in terms of sorting out people who are not what they are. So I was reviewing multi-million-dollar finance facilities for car dealerships. So all their cars that you see, they don't own. The finance company that you use, they try to sell you your car on that finance, they own the car. And then you get an offset. Instead of getting an interest bill, if they sold $1 million on cars that month and they had $1 million of cars on the floor, they would pay no interest, and that's why that sort of works. But the general manager of that division of the finance company, and I'm talking about a publicly listed finance company, walks up to me on my desk, because the only place I could fit me was outside his office. He just walked up one day and said, I'm going to train you in everything I know in this business. I'm not an employee, I'm a contractor. I'm going to start to send you around all the departments and you can learn everything. And I'll meet with you in 3 or 4 weeks' time and talk about what you're learning. I'll make it happen. And walked away. Like, God, that's what you promised me. That's the favour you promised me. 3 months later, he came and spoke to me again. Myself and 2 others forming another finance company, and we're leaving starts up soon. All the best. Wow. And he just abandoned me. It's sort of like, by this stage, because I had been taken from the outside and promoted above those on the inside, you can imagine the log on my was. When he left with his covering, everybody said, who the hell is this guy? How come he's here when we aren't? Because they're based on seniority and fucking up. And I was based on favour of God and not fitting in. So they went, let's make sure he goes. Like Joseph's dream. Did you get a dream? Good. Go into the wilderness and get the hell out of here. If you stick around, we'll put you in a pit. I've had senior managers, I don't mean like would-bes, I mean this guy was the senior guy in the whole building. A publicly listed finance company. He was not a board member, but he was divisional senior manager. And that's reflected. So we've had that sort of false starts in the church. We've had those false starts in your calling. Because the enemy does not know the strategy God has for you. He's just familiar with people who have similar giftings on their life issue. He does not know the future. That's something that took me a long time to figure out. Because when you think about how uniquely strategized his plan is against you, we start to think he knows everything, he's watching everything. All he has is he knows human nature. And if I'm a choleric, honestly, you can look up 10 websites right now and they will tell you my flaws. And they are not the devil. They're not God. They just know if you have this particular personality, you have these strengths, and you most likely have these weaknesses, and you most likely accept people in this particular way. It's proven. We're now 6,000 years into this, we know a little bit about how predictable people are. In the good ways and in the challenging ways. I'm just a challenge. But we start to think that the devil actually knows because he so fits the roadblocks. And for me, I had one of those aha moments very recently when I was going for counselling with David Tenson. And if you met David Tenson, he teaches on the Father's Blessing. Great man. And he was the head of Elijah House in Australia, John Sanders organisation, for many years. And just going through some things that were roadblocks for me. And he started asking questions. He said, tell me, let's take 3 minutes out of what we're doing. Let's go through this questionnaire. He said, can you tell me how sensitive you are in these following areas? And we went through 25 points. And at the end of that very quick survey, he said, I was the highest scoring male I've ever met on that survey of high sensitivity. And I said, no, what are you doing? He said, yeah, that's why you have all this conflict. He said, well, but as a child, because of my family assumption, I made a vow that I would not feel, that I would not care, that I would not show emotion. And I literally hated myself. I don't just mean that casually, I really made a bad job of that. So my high sensitivity was shut down and overlaid by I will reject you before you reject me. I hate me before you can hate me. I do a far worse job than you can tell me about. And I battled that life, and underneath it all, I'm getting all this empathy for people that I didn't have empathy for. And all this servant sympathy for groups of people, like I sit in a coffee shop, and they have a hard jet. And underneath it, I'm watching the guy across the table going, he's on dad visit time. I can tell the way he's facing his little daughter. It's daddy day. And this guy is struggling. and putting everything forward. And my heart's breaking for it. And I'm going, but what's this hard necessarily feeling like this for? And it wasn't until David actually took the survey, there's actually 20% of the population actually have a unique set of traits that they are more sensitive to empathy and what's going on around them than the rest of the population. The same way you watch a herd of horses and 2 or 3 every time sense danger well ahead of the rest. It's a trait. So I did not handle that trait well, but the enemy saw that if this guy goes who's highly sensitive and he's got a heart for God, he's going to do something for God, because God is, well, not so much a big way, but the heart of God is possible. The head of God is not really highly sensitive. Understand my way. So if you've got the right heart, I'll give you an understanding. So actually qualified for heart. So the moment you're doing it, I will be a head person, I'll walk out feeling we actually we take notice in the relationship you could have with God down to very basic. So for me, actually, recently, when I actually understood that, and then I saw the strategy of the enemy because we saw that trait in me, talked me into putting a lie in my life in every area, and how the damage that come out of that, and all the things I've struggled with, and all the conversations I have with people that have hurt me. I'm not saying that's funny, but I'm saying in terms of I constantly took accountability for something that I even myself said, why do I treat people like that? Because I actually have different sets of feelings for them than my behaviour. But of course, people tell you are your behaviour, especially in the church. So if you haven't changed yet, you actually have a bigger problem than the fact that something's trying you. You actually have an attitude problem. And of course, if you're having trouble with someone who's difficult at work, you're having an attitude problem, aren't you? Because you're actually calling spade a spade, or someone I don't will spade to like that. So the enemy does not know your future, but he knows elements of your personality because they're evident in the way that you embrace your environment. They're evident in the things that you're attracted to. They're evident in the way that your gifts are displayed. So if you are a creative person and you choose sculpture, that touching, hands-on, and pouring your soul into that is a different expression than if your creative is to do architecture or to craft balustrades or stairways. So he can see those things, and the Bible says there's no such sin that's not common to man. So the things that I fall into, other people like you fall into. The things that you fall into, other people like you fall into. And the enemy just makes it easy for us to fall into those things. So, we're at a place as people that we're often more aware of what we've been through and where we are than where we're going. So you thought this is going down. So I need to bring this to a point where we're going to pull back. You get all nervous, but let's be honest, there is one of the greatest gifts that God can give us is to display where we're at and how to get from there to where we're going. As a business consultant, I go into people and I say, look, the very best thing you need right now is what you need to break through where you are, not necessarily where you ultimately know. And most of the words that we get, you filter out prophetic words that go well into the future. The majority of it is based on helping us to remember what God's already asked us to address. That would be daily disciplines or things that He wants us to pick up that would change our life right now. And we would actually be at a different point down the journey if we had picked them up and applied them faithfully a little earlier on. So He is faithful, and He will remind us of that which we should have picked up and should have done, so that we can be restored to original design, isn't it? So all things in God, your call, your destiny, is called to we're restored to original design. Even in your calling, in your business, in your mountain, in your job, whatever it be, it's still back to original design. You are called to rule and reign with Christ, to have dominion in all the earth. So even that part, your calling is not inseparable from your relationship, nor from your personality, and all things He formed in the making of the Our Western society has us put ourselves compartmentalised in different spaces and we pick it up at different times. The Jewish mindset picks up everything about you. When I embrace you, I embrace everything about you. I embrace that you're a father, I embrace that you're a doctor, I embrace that you've got X number of children, I embrace that you've been through this experience. I don't pick up parts of you and only versus that. So God picks you and I, He picks up everything. That's why He says nothing. When you turn on the light, everything's brought into the light. Why? Because God doesn't embrace parts of you. We're very fragmented in our mindset. And we're trying to work with different parts of us individually. And God says, will you just come and let me put my arm all the way around you. Everything that you gather you back to who you are. Because when identity is not fractured, I have the potential to fulfill who I want to be. So our identity has been fractured a lot by the training. Because some of our training is directly into the church. Worldly things that are reinforced fracturing in our identity. And the biggest thing on the planet right now is God's actually having His own identity reinforced in our mindset that the God that we love is good all the time. He's not having a bad day, He doesn't hate us. That sounds really short and simple to say, but if you grew up in Catholicism, or wherever your experience was, I remember being beaten by nuns, I've been beaten by Christian brothers, I've been, we've all got those, not all of us, but many have got that in the background where we've been probably as much damaged by the church as we have by the world. And in that, we have distorted, through the pain coming into our life, our distortion has come around us. God's actually not happy with it. I have no idea how to make happy because my life will be different if I don't know how to make happy. So right now, God is restoring to the world the idea that God is good all the time, and He's not angry. And He says that the greatest thing you'll find, at the end, you'll see a reflection of the beginning. It says the whole earth will be filled with the glory of God. Be filled with the goodness of God. The goodness of God will cover the whole earth. Every aspect you touch, everywhere you go, every one of your children you want restored. Every person you want to reach out on the street will actually be able to. They'll either be hardened so far that they're not turning back, they'll be open so much. It is so easy to bring conversion to it. Because the true nature of God won't be a negotiation of you think this, I think that. It actually is so evident. You and I are so transformed and so able to manifest His nature. It just is, can I ever touch it? Can I just be that carrier of His presence? It won't be the heavy, endless negotiation of vengeance that we had in the past. And we'll be bringing back to the true image of God. So, if we didn't fit where we were, and it's not evident yet fully where we're going, then God's faithful. So just take that parallel. I haven't actually experienced all these promises. I'm not where, in a sense, where my interpretation says I should be. Some of the things I would like to have happen. But He's already stood in the future. So the prophetic says, I'm the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow. So yesterday when I created you, I saw in you the things that you're manifesting today. And when I prophesy or when I speak the still small voice to you from the future, I've actually stood in that future watching you fulfill the things I'm telling you about. That's the prophetic. That's the timeline of the prophetic. God is saying yesterday, He saw it in you, that's what He created you, uniquely fashioned everything you need to fulfill the destiny that ultimately will stand with Him, ruling and reigning in life and righteousness in His presence, His delight. Today, I am a mixture of what I've applied to that, the truth of that, and the things I don't understand of that. Maybe I've avoided some misunderstanding, I've avoided some lies in me. But He keeps prophesying to me from my future, saying, I have stood. I am the Alpha and Omega. I've stood at the end of time. Let me tell you who you are, where I'm looking from. Not what you might be. But God doesn't lie, does He? He's not a creative. He's not a marketing representative. He's not going, just dress it up one more time, I'll make it look good. No, God said, I speak truth. And when I speak this word, there's power in that word to not return to me void, but it will accomplish that which I say it will accomplish. So He's standing there in the power of a completed work, calling us to step up to believe that completed work and be transformed by the truth of it. That's why the prophetic is the testimony of Christ is the spirit of prophecy. The testimony of Christ will be King, Prince, Lord of all. There will be no end to his dominion, and of his kingdom is never going to cease. So that emphasis, that truth and reality that's sitting on his life, he speaks out of that to you and me. As Lord of all things, as everything will be put under my feet, as I am complete in everything you need, and I have made every provision for your life, and everything I've called you to do, I stand in that, and I call you to walk with me into that reality. Because I already stand in it. Everything that Father has is put into the name of Jesus. He says, stand there until I make your enemies footstool. So every enemy that you and I face in the meeting, coming towards the end of where we fulfill our calling, is already provided for by the Father to the Son, initiated and brought to us through the power of the Holy Spirit, and we stand in the Godhead in the future, fully complete and equipped and successful at what we're called to do if we walk with Him. It's transformational, isn't it? So what explains today? Well, because I stopped at a few of the shops along the way, bought in a few bad deals, and I'm a mixture of both what is possible and what I bring with me as what I thought would be a way to get to where I want to go. So sometimes we're almost competing with God, aren't we? I've heard what you told me to do, and I tag it, I tag it, well, I want to be faithful. So I'm going to run up ahead of you. I'm going to do this and this to help you, help me. And of course, you want to be responsible, so I'm just going to just be proactive in this. But those who trust in the Lord do not make haste. And haste makes for waste. So wasted years and wasted tears are often the result of our own inability to process what God's saying. So today I'm going to share with you around that truth of how to deeply process more effectively what God is saying to you. And I don't mean what is prophecy. I'm going to talk about how to interact with the Lord as He speaks to us in such a way that we can turn that into something that we can reproduce over and over again. I want to start though by saying, God's given me a word for you guys, and I just want to share that with you. So Father, thank you for this day. I think this is the day that you're going to speak to us uniquely us. Lord, I pray that each person, even as you did it in the day in Jerusalem, where every person heard the witness of Christ in their own language in the middle of Jerusalem. 3,000 people saved. Lord, the most remarkable thing was every person, no matter what their experience, no matter what their culture, no matter what it was that it maybe hurt them, or whether they come from a fantastic family, or whether they spoke Greek or Jewish, or whatever language they spoke, each person had the revelation of the voice of God in their life that shifted everything forever. And also they were a witness to a paradigm shift, a revelation as much as a revolution of how you were going to move into the affairs of man in a much more personal way. So not only were they testimonies to the testimony of Christ, but they were testimony to the kingdom of Christ being revealed at a new level. So I thank you, Lord, that that same anointing would work in us. I heard the Lord say, many will think they've reached a terminal point in their journey. I've gone as far as I can see, I've gone as far as I can go. I've used up every bit of provision I had, every bit of fuel, every bit of resource. I've gone as far as I can go, and I feel, as many sitting in church, just feel like this is a terminal. I can't get past this point. Even some of the prophets involved said, I know, David, King David said, I know one day I'll die of hand sore. I just can't see a way. I'm in this particular journey. I'm in this reoccurring rut. It would seem that David was actually training area. But he said, I know one day, my great wisdom has told me, one day I'll die of hand sore. It wasn't actually his future. But you can feel dead long before you die. And in that too is also the tension that God wants us to die to our own self-effort as well. So sometimes I take that action deeply apart from it as well. But God says this is not terminal death, but terminus. Where you're going to encounter a supernatural shift to another destination by a new and unexpected type of transportation. It is going to be the revealing of new things in my plans and graces. You go to full distance to fulfill your callings. dominion coming your way. Angels will bring new things into your hands. Through you I'm going to reveal my spirit of wisdom and might and show principalities and powers that they don't rule. He does. And he's going to take the foolish things of the world and manifest the wisdom of God, not just to the world, but principalities and powers, people who run the world. And you and I are that. A terminus is a final goal, finishing point. So for those who maybe have heard the term before, used to think at the end of a railway head was a terminus, or the end of a bus line was often called a terminus. That means everything stops at this point. We don't go any further. We might go back the way we came, but we don't go any further. So it's a junction point, it's a finishing point. Interesting, it's also called a post or a stone marking a boundary. So sometimes you'll actually come to, you'll be following a trail, even old fire trails, and you'll see a stone that's been laid that says head on trail, meaning end of point. This is as far as it goes. It's also the end of a transportation line or travel route in that particular type of transportation. So it'll be a terminus for the bus lines or a terminus for the railway. So it also indicates the end of a particular type of transportation. It's an extreme point or element, including the tip or the terminus of a glacier. The tip that stands out. So God, I believe, is speaking to all of us, and this should already be echoing in us, that to make the transition into where you're going, the path you're on is coming to an end. It's coming to a natural God-ordained close. You are faithfully walking that which you can see, and you're walking towards the point. Even though at times when you look at that point and go, well, as there's no revelation past the point, am I on the wrong road? If everyone else is talking a different language, accepting things that I can't accept, am I on this road alone? Am I the only one who believes this is a road? You know when you go on my motorbikes, four-wheel drives, I've been for instance in the desert, there's many times I've gone, at this point, was I actually on the road? Now, because you can look like that in the bush. Whether you're walking or driving, you just point and go, the grass is all grown back, and go. Now, I hope I can see which grass I just ran over if I'm to backtrack. But God's actually saying you can't see further because I'm not showing you any further. Because the tools that you're using, the resources that you've got, won't take you past this point, and that's not our failing. It's a God set up to transition us to a whole new level and transition into expecting Him to manifest something that takes us up. So you can't fight the battle on the next level with the tools of this level. They're not enough. And I believe God is saying that the transportation, you know, this word about terminus there, the vehicles is always talking about ministry, callings. It's not talking about our walk with the Lord, it's talking about our ministry, our assignment. And this transition that God's pointing towards is supernatural, and God is going to be initiated. There's nothing we can do to make it manifest. But we can be faithful while on the way to this terminus point to fully implement everything He's already shown us. With a passion, with faithfulness. Because he who has been faithful with a little will be given much. And who are... There's a principle in God. You can read the books on all the early fathers and great mothers in the faith. Whether it be Azusa Street or Catherine Kuhlman, whatever it is. They saw what was going to happen ahead of it being manifest. God always makes some people forerunners. Why? Because He loves talking. He loves communicating. He loves sharing with people what He's going to do. I mean, for heaven's sake, pick up the Bible. God's talking about what He's going to do the whole time. We've been sold this sack of rubbish. Well, you'll never know what's going on, brother. You know, it's just a mystery of God. Well, that contradicts most of the Bible, doesn't it? When you think about it. And we accepted so many other sayings like it. We're very good at implementing cliches in our life. Whether it be at work, home, or wherever it is. And we limit the great Lord Almighty by some of our cliches and expressions. Because we actually say, yeah, I believe it when I say it. Tomorrow, Open Heaven will talk about entering into transition, both personal and corporate. That's a word I shared with a church that was going to transition about 3 or 4 weeks ago. And we're going to talk a little bit about about when Jesus talked about the fact he was going to heaven. Some of the guys said, I got some other thoughts on that. You know, everyone has their own interpretation. You can be led by me, or you can have your own interpretation. Which one do you want, glory or heaven, or what you got here? But oftentimes we're accepting what we've got here because we're not having enough conversation with God about what's coming. So he is very open. He is not hiding from us. In fact, he has always shown a willingness to take people into forerunning positions. And that is not the great superstar leading the church of 10,000. Man, for heaven's sake, some of the greatest moves of God have come through ones and twos, mums and dads. People who didn't fit in. Think of Hudson Taylor, a reject from all the other mission organisations, who opened up all of China in his 40-something years he lived over there, adopted the whole, the clothing, the appearance, everything, transformed the mission world, and was an enormous friend of God. Rees Howells broke the tradition. How many thousands of authors did he support? To the point where Churchill would ring him up. Well, not of those. He actually turned up and said, you need to get your people to pray. The war is at this point. It's up to you, Rees Howells, to turn the war. And he did, time and time again. These are the people who carry the mantles that are going to be reignited in our time. They are not buried in books and gone and forgotten. Those mantles that were developed, God has a great return expected on those mantles he released. He's going to put them on other people. And he will see a full manifestation of his own reward. Because one of the things that shifts you is we're going to get connected to the fact that Christ is due to receive his reward. It's time to get our eyes off ourselves and go, how do I give you your full reward for what you've done, Jesus? And carrying and stepping into places that he wants us to go as part of that surrender. You pick the level of elevation. Have you ever heard Al talk about the 5 giants? One of those is he's a shady, I will choose my level of elevation. So, I'm like the devil, I'll go up this high. I'm Gideon, I'm not going to hide in the backyard here. Well, God turns up and says, hey, Gideon and Mark. You know, Mark, Harry, Joe. Go with the people. No, why are you say? No, I choose where we go. I choose your level of elevation. And some went there and never took the whole commitment there. Saul was a guy who got the elevation to leadership and never took his whole heart into the promotion. And blew it for a high nation. And that mantle fell to David. And David's mantle fell to someone else. But mantles are being redistributed this time. Because they have been faithfully saying to, and some of them, there's also where God has made provision when others did not pick up the mantle. You and I are going to get a knock on the door, going, will you pick it up? Will you be faithful? Catherine Cornwall, one of the greatest healing evangelists the world has ever seen, said time and time again, when they asked her, how come God picked you? She said, God told me no man would do it. His first choice was not a woman. She, and just the woman who knew God. That's what she firmly believed. She said, God went to a number of men and they all said no. Because personal reputation. And Christ said, make yourself no reputation. We are already aware and expecting to face something we cannot control is required to get us to our final destination. As resources we currently have can see, can touch, know about, the level of truth that we have, the knowledge that's coming forth. I mean, we're honest to say we see it and it takes us to a point where we can so easily envisage, we wonder how our walk can be called supernatural. But that should build a hunger and expectation in us that we're getting ready to hand over that which fades away for a glory that will remain. And we've all been through situations that look, for want of a better phrase, look glorious, and turns out to be quite fool's gold. As men set us up. Come with me and I'll offer you this business. And we've been trapped through that. Because we want acceptance. We want to be God. The more creative, the more unique your gifting, the more you will not fit in other people's molds. And the more the enemy will work rejection over your life and beat you up with it time and time again. But it should be a level of maturity in our life now where we say, I'm so over that. Now it's time to pay back. Yes. Because I want to mean. I don't just want validation anymore. When I come back, I want to sit down. I want dominion. If glory is coming, filling the earth to where the kingdom is manifest, I want to be in that dominion. I want to be like Smith's work, who used to walk down the carriage of a train to find a seat, and the people who walked past started crying or weeping, praying for us on the floor, and yelled out, "You convict us of our sin. Who are you?" I'm not saying I want to be a superstar, I just meant those things are not written as testimony of one person, it's written as testimony for people. Because God said, no good thing will I hold. I might favour other people. Yes, there's manuals where the authority and administration of grace is unique. But part of what we're going to look at today is the fact that the way the prophets hear the voice of the Lord is the same way you and I can hear the voice of the Lord. Any gift, I believe this personally, any gift that any fivefold ministry that can manifest consistently, I can call upon the Holy Spirit who gives that gift freely and moves by love and faith and manifests it on occasions as needed. Full stop. I make no apology for it. As in, I will press with God. You put someone here back on. If I'm not even called to healing, I still have the ability to do it. Because the same Spirit moves in me. I'm taking the limits off. I'm not going to give it to positions. I'm going to put it back to where it goes, to relationship. And our church is currently built on positions and structure. I'm going back to relationship. And I want to find my tribe by relationship, not because someone put a sign on the wall. Come here, all you who are really bothered. I'll try not to use another P-I... off. Because unfortunately, one of the other things that we're facing today is that we're identifying by what we stand against, not what we stand for. And that is the voice of the world we're hearing. So if you've got a church where you are attending and it's based on what you stand against, it's sitting under deception. Because God never got up and said, I stand against the world. I'm here to convict you of sin by telling you how wrong you are. I never saw that in any gospel. He said, I came because I've been connected to you since all eternity. I've long my life to hold you with another relationship. I've never been separated from my heart. And I've come to you the last day of sin and death. Many will abandon the current journeys before the Holy Spirit encounter at that terminal point, because natural reasoning will be too strong in their lives to embrace the word of the Spirit. And that's our challenge. We are in the Western world, and we process things with the strength of our mind, because we don't actually spend much time in the Spirit. So the example of that would be, in the other side, would be John on the old Patmos. Tradition says he'd already been boiled in oil and couldn't kill him. He's thrown on a rocky mound. You can imagine his skin would have shrunk from all the, his skin would have been burnt to pieces. Imagine back his legs stuck together. We've seen anyone who's been in fire, boiling hot water. He's in the Spirit of the Lord's day. He did not abandon anything that made me wise, just as he'd been through. He didn't sit there and think, how did I get so far from the will of God on this life? So despised by everybody, now alone, and nobody, and God says, no, he raised the dead, and then I used to say to God, who I've done management consultants to God, who consults to the consultant and not have a clue what the hell they're doing, where I'm going? Well, in that moment, I don't know who started the conversation, because most of the time I start the conversation, and all tell me some explanation, which has nothing to do with what God is doing. Because unless you're in this journey, you've got gratitude. But if you're in this journey, you're looking for real people that have real answers and say it straight and honestly. Even if it's just to say, I know you're pain, I don't have answers. I can journey with that person. Because of this time, the Lord said, who is this coming up out of the desert? Leaning on the arm of their beloved. Like they're limping along. We've got such a Hollywood version of our story. I'm coming out of the desert limping along, honestly, and I'll be proud to do it. I'm limping along, hanging on to him, like I couldn't do when I could run. I had to abandon my ability to run. And I didn't abandon it easily. He just let me crash so many times. I'm living because of my own stupidity, stubbornness, weaknesses, inability to actually stop. Listen. That's just my walk. I'm saying it's yours. But it's true, it's coming out of the desert, out of the lonely wilderness. It's not coming out of a bunch of coffee shops that haven't taken time and the world's biggest church. Not against whoever that might still be soul career. Praise God for it. Man, God positioned the largest church in the world to be right positioned against the most demonic, one of the most demonic nations in the world, trying to take on the whole planet. And we've got a church of a couple of million people that are praying and shutting down. I think that's pretty good foresight by God 40 years ago, isn't it? And that guy started in a little cabin, a one-room cabin, with a push bike and a lamp and a beaten-up version of the Bible. And he chose. He got mentored direct from God. Never read his story. He is a forerunner to the era we're in right now. His technology at the time of how to get God, how to get a missionary call, was to hear from God in ways that had not been done. And he brought forth that truth. We talked about how we envisage things. And you can pick up his books. John Paul Young Cho. Paul Young Cho. He had a Paul from it. That's the name of God. But that was a shift in technology to move into a calling that had to come in order for him to raise up the largest church in the world. One guy in a little village with a broken down push bike and a hut and a lamp to read by. And he visited every single person in the bush on a push bike. And when we told people what God was telling him, they all said, "You're mad, no one thought you were alone." He was there alone so that people couldn't corrupt what God was telling him. And we think we're going to get to where God's calling us to go by going to church and hearing the great revelation on actually the intimate conversation God's having with you, coming from someone else up here in me. It's not going to happen. He's too jealous to put you through me, and he's too jealous to protect me, to let me be an oracle to you. Let's get that straight. We can actually put leadership where it's meant to fit, which is a great place. They're not infallible, but they're also not the oracle. That role is the great prophet, Jesus Christ. So when we stop empowering everyone else, we're left in the room by ourselves again. That everything we need, the Word of God is near, even in your own mouth. Because it's in your heart. You've been living it. But having a conversation often going, did I really hear right? Did you really mean that about me? Will I really do that? Can I really do that? Those conversations are okay. As long as they lead to, can you show me more? Not just, sometimes my conversations just end up with me alone. They're about God, but I haven't gone into the conversation. Because I'm rehearsing what I've heard him say, but not having the conversation when I started. So, you happy where we're going? Yeah. Well, we're quiet. So you've left the building when you're too scared to ask where the answer is. It talks about angels in that word. I find that really interesting because angels have always appeared in Scripture as releasing shifts, transitions, giftings, and anointings. I don't think it's just like, just got this thing in front of me, topical one-mention angels, everyone seems to do that. It's not. Historically, angels have appeared at some of the greatest transition points. Mary had an angel appear. Paul Cain's mother, who was dying, had an angel appear. Before she conceived Paul Cain, he became Cain's possible hero. It's just something that God's going to be doing. So, delays have brought us to a point where we feel pushed to our limits. Joseph was tested in irons until iron formed in his soul. That's you and me. We need to look in the mirror and realise we've actually been while we've been fighting all these things, we've actually turned into warriors. Because I'm like, I forget what we do. I'm not going back or something. Then the whole camp says, I'm not going back. I'm not going back. So it's like when you've been punished for being different. and you've endured it as long as God punishes or rejects you or makes you feel odd. Sorry, I don't mean to use such strong terms as in the people who are out to get us. But when you've been under that pressure for so long, and God leaves it even longer, when they finally offer you acceptance, you know the great thing you're able to do? You're actually able to come graciously and say, thank you, but no thank you. And honestly, that's a big part of God's been doing in your life. That I can look at those that I used to need them, I used to need their acceptance, I used to need their addition they could offer, I used to need all that stuff. And then I went through all the why me, and how can I suck up to them when I don't actually want to. That's part of my politics. Or just, how can I get on better as that tells me it's the only way that somehow my gift will manifest. And there's all sorts of different conversations you've had around your individual weaknesses. I'm just being really transparent about some of mine. Not putting them onto you, but just how my conversations have gone. Because it's been pretty fruitful, so I remember as well. Because again, it's me talking about God, but not with God. There's one thing I was learning to get myself upside the head quicker about. Yes, you're reflecting on all that stuff, but not having any engagement with God yet. I might as well be talking about my kids with my wife instead of ringing them up and going, how are you? It means as much to my children, doesn't it? I was talking about you the other day to so-and-so. But you haven't phoned me for 12 months. It doesn't add up, does it? So when people leave you out there so long, and then you actually find the comfort is that God's still with you, even though all the signs are there and everyone's left you, including God. When they finally go, oh my gosh, that sounds like they must be submissive by now. Thank you. No, thank you. I'm going to stay with God. And if God says move in your direction, I'm going there. I don't reject you. I actually come to a place of fun and race about it. If I handle the process as well. If he says, now go into that organization, now go into that place and serve there. I should have, if I've gone through the process properly, it'll be great joy to go because that's what God says. But it's not where it says, I'm going to stay put until I hear you go. Now move. So finish the journey you're on well. Grab everything you can. You are collecting resources, seed, understanding, faith, tenacity. My wife keeps saying, what's God saying to you, Jeff? Because I'm back to another one of those. I've done 2 years within this job, and it's come back to where my influence has come nothing. The political spirit is just rolling along. My boss is getting ready to pull the plug as well. And what's God saying? I don't want to say it out loud. Just remember what said it. Prophet always remind you of no one here. But it came to me probably only 9 months ago. Because it was a word that kept coming back and back and back. Resilience. I was not mature enough emotionally to hold the place that I was called to. But through going through some more healing, making more room, you can't put more stuff in your life and get rid of the old stuff. And by staying, I'm not shifting. This is where you know, this is where you've got me, I'm telling you anything different, anything more. I'm staying till you get out of the nest. I realise I'm actually developing a resilience I've never had in my life. And when the building's on fire, remember? And I'm the one who's going to keep you alive, you'll be glad I'm resilient. When your children don't have a clue what's going on in your life, and you have the ear of God, and can bring the wisdom of God and counsel into their life far more than before, to the point where it arrests them in where they're going. You'll be glad you stayed where you are. When someone close to you loses a loved one and blames himself for it, you'll know what it's like to steady someone from the edge of the cliff. Because you're not sure. And because you're willing to stay in a conversation that is uncomfortable. Our church has become so modern. We do not stay in an uncomfortable place of contradiction, discomfort, And through it, we've lost our compassion. Because you can't have compassion for someone I actually want to run from the conversation instead of getting involved with it. Because I'm not having a conversation with God myself. I realise that myself. And some of the stuff I've been dealing with of the past, it's caused me to take flight. Because I don't have an answer, so therefore I'm invalid to answer your question. But more than that, I realise that all the prophets who were given to us as the great example that they are, were given as examples of contradiction, of those who didn't necessarily receive or see the promises they were given. Some died ahead of the promise, and we at this end of the age will see the promise fulfilled through our hands that didn't sow into it the way they sowed their lives into it. But a character of those who are mature is the ability to process contradiction with grace, to stay in uncomfortable, non-attitude-ending conversations. But God, David used to say it so often. God, why have you abandoned me? I'm out here, I'm fighting for you. You anointed me, you called me to be king, you put me out here, gave me 600 guys who are really kicked off, and we're getting on, they're going to kill me. And this king, Saul, wants to kill me. And they gave my wife to somebody else. And he called me a big somebody, and all I want to do is stand and panic and sing your praises and a little violin and herd up a few sheep, and you shove me out of prominence. And said, now, be my great example. So why have you deserted me, God? Why am I out here hunted and hated? For an attitude I don't have? As everyone puts their comments on me, the Saul transferred his attitude, his selfishness, his jealousy onto David. Oh, David, do this. How many of you workplace or other situations and everyone transfer onto you? And David went through that too. And David didn't understand the principle that I really think Graham Cook did. He wrote a book called Hiddenness and Manifestation. You can download it off his website. Graham Cook, Green Brickhouse. Hiddenness and Manifestation. And he was in exactly the same conversation. He walked into a coffee shop in the pouring rain. You had a table you find in a busy coffee shop. Had to have a priest sitting there. And he just went for it. He said, hello, and then he just burst out. What do you do when you can't hear God? This is not before he was gone. This is while he was gone. What do you do when you can't hear God? And this priest, who never seen again, can't remember God's name, took him through the scriptures and explained to him, saying, this David's God. My God, why did you say so? Why can't I hear? Why do you feel as far away as any other planet? I tell my friends I can hear from God, and I do for them. And I go back into the same little room and I say, God, how come you don't talk to me like you do to them? How come I can download 50 prophetic words for everybody else, but if I have to know what I'm up to, where I'm at, get a word from me, I cannot find that word. And God hides himself from us in seasons. Because in those seasons of hiddenness, God drives us deep into our soul to discover who he really is. And I have to sift through all the quick answers that prop me up and dig deeper and deeper to hang on to what he said to me. And I learn to do by faith the things that I could easily do with a time lesson just by walking into it. See, when the anointing comes, so healing. I have moved in healing, and I remember reading campaign would say, the anointing comes to me, and we sign up, and they get healed. So now I feel the anointing. And I'll tell people what campaign to say. And I'll tell you, I'm now going to pray for you by faith. And I'll tell you what I'll say. I get almost as many people healed by faith as I do with the anointing. And he would keep praying for me. But he says, how lot easier with the anointing. It's a lot different. And everybody's on with you in it. So people give you that feedback, oh, they're being motivated, moved on by God, the meeting's happening. But then when you feel by faith, you have to dig in and go, you gave me a promise. If I step out on you, you will back up me right here with your power to do what you choose to do. And that's what we do in hiddenness. We learn to dig deep and to know who God is by faith. So right now, my favourite saying is, every time I have a question, God, you are faithful. You are faithful. I just shut myself up. You are faithful. You are faithful. I'm not going to get into the he said, she said, where the heck am I at? Give me another word, God. I mean, I think it's insulting. I've come to a personal place. And I'm in the prophetic and I pray for God today. But at some point right now, it actually would be a step backwards in my relationship with the Lord if I asked him to say one more time when he's already told me enough times. And I take responsibility for that and step up and go, nope, you are faithful. You own nothing more. I don't understand the word. I mean, if I don't do anything, you own nothing more. But in that thing where sometimes I just take one word to steady me. When does that stop? When do I know my faith? So heaviness is when God has just seems unable to reach. Like the heavens of brass, and you haven't shifted. And you're still getting up and praying early in the morning. Once I went up and get 4 in the morning. A few of us. Some of you. Sleeping. But the disciplines whenever our life, you know, we get up, and when God used to meet us in here, 90 fell, and a prayer, we dance around. We get up and we go, who turned the lights out? Who turned the thermostat down to -2? And how come when I worship, I don't sense no anointing anymore? But if I don't go through that season, I'm in it for feelings. I don't actually, I'm not maturely established. But when he takes you through that season, he also, when you study that now, I won't go into too much detail on that, but you can pick up an e-book. I think it's only about $9. Brilliant Book House is his website. But in that time, when God releases to us truth at a deeper level, when our study of the Scriptures starts to take us into new ground, you would think it would be, well, when everything's cool, it's just explaining to me. Yeah, but I'm going back over what he's revealed to me in the quiet place. Because we need to go back to those times. We talked, has anyone ever heard of contemplative prayer? You may have thought things like that. This generation is rediscovering the true contemplative prayer. For all, and I am out, you can see I'm out. So I've been in many prayer meetings. I come from the warfare background, Pentecostalism, and I love it. I couldn't think of facing a problem without going into warfare. I'm not certainly going to get rolled on that fight. But if God is who God is, and it's even my fault, when it comes down to my fault, and greater and fast and see and actually a paradigm shift from your faults. The only way I'm actually going to see those faults and absolute silence. Drop out all my thoughts, even just God to come to speak to you about this. Actually empty the whole thing out. Take expectations of God. I'm giving this is the space where you are. You speak with. So Jesus talked about this space. He said, when you pray, go into your house, lock the door, go into your room, and on your own, in total silence. Put everything else out of the way. So this is not the form of prayer, it's a form of prayer. But it is crucial to us that we understand that the dialogue environment that we give God can't just be where we're lifting up dialogue with God, the conversation we've started. Because although he will add to that online, he is faithful to us. That won't shift us into things that he is yet to manifest around us. And you and I are just as likely to hear things from God, but you're not hearing the conversation. Who loves to go to church and hear the guy preach what you got from God during the week? I've been doing that since I was in Frank Christian's church. We had word of knowledge, evangelism gift on his life. I used to catch at the back of the altar called Frank. And I say to God, I want that much. So you show me what's Frank going to pray and discern over this personal standing. And I did it for months and months and years. And that's how I want to serve. And Frank's sermon was amazing. I've seen Frank go to deliver a homosexual here, and I've seen some like 20 people down and run, leaping this guy's arms, trying to find the spirit and cast out. His sermon is just absolutely phenomenal. Word of knowledge. I mean, it'd be, quite phenomenal. So it's like to get in when you're hearing what Frank said before you Sunday. That was just a way of going, hey God, I'm not trying to show you smart. I'm just going, if I can hear from you, this will not be odd for me to be ahead of or in line with what you're saying. So I go to conferences and I go, that's great. I had that. And it's not right. I want to know I'm hearing from God. You test all things, don't you? And I celebrate where I get the test right. Because if you pass grade 5, you get to go grade 6. You know, it's about I want to be found faithful in what I've got. So So we know where we're saying terminal from our perspective, terminal is his. Because he planned this destination for us well ahead of us getting there. We think, I put on you, I think at times, I have come to a point that God did not foresee. Can't you see, God, that this is actually drying up over here? Can't you see that no one's actually going with me on this journey? Can't you see? I mean, I'm probably the only one who has those conversations. And I think, hey God, quick, come over here. You haven't seen this, but look, this is all mounting up against me. You better come with me, you know. It's like, who do you think set it up, mate? So God's got us going to a transition point. That is a true end of the line for what we've got, but also for where we're going. You're not off track. You're not a weirdo in our own track. You're hearing God. And although it won't confirm or elevate all the things you're accumulating during that is not the point of that journey. It's to reach that point equipped and it takes faith to make the transition to the next technology. We use the word technology. I believe God is going to be such a different walk in the Spirit. Because we have gone down as far as we can go with this. Well, I don't know you. I'm preaching, but I'm also internally going, I'm dying every month. Just doesn't change. It's not easy. Yeah, but it's not just because I'm particular. It's like, I need something different because I'm just standing here like, I feel like I'm notice boards. You ever seen those old notice boards where my hands are crumbling and paint's falling off and people go past the black shots? Bang, bang. Good enough for silence. Was anybody But that God's going to shift this in a way. And you know, if you think that's out there, if I spoke to you 2 days before the charismatic move started, you'd never heard a person speaking in tongues. You'd never heard anyone talk about the Holy Spirit. You'd never seen anyone heal quite parishioner. You've never seen people immediately overnight become evangelists and start doing thousands of people to the Lord. But in a moment, God transformed the denomination church and split the church forever. There were those who stayed in the old and those who moved on. And that transformation has happened again and again and again, and we're facing another one right now. And it's about the walk of the believer. And that transition, that transformation, that technology shift, we're all walking towards it. We just thought it was a dead end and an unmarked grave called Jeff or Harry or Sue, you know. I went out there on the living faith and I found no one out there. But it's I think it's John Stanford who once said, you know, he was very early days called a prophet. And certainly he was a prophet, his wife Paula. He said, you know, of the prophets they used to say of him, you know, and he was of Indian heritage. He was the original person with this expression. As a prophet, he would say, I'm the Indian scout that they sent out, who came back with the arrow through the hat and the hair on fire yelling, not that way, not that way. You know, like many of us in the, you know, because we are prophetic people, we're going, well, I've been up this? No, go that way. I've journeyed up here and I've bought horses, I've painted over 7 hours, that would be big. I've got a credential. But no one can remember the name of the horse anymore. And God has not forgotten any single one of those things that we did. And my wife, you know, I take my help to her because as a single mum, when we first met, she could not afford to buy tapes for 10 conferences. And she used to write to people or ask people who had the conference to lend her the tapes. And how she knows how she was mentored by our newsletter and used to mail free of charge from America every month. A word of wisdom. And she would pour over that, pour over that, pour over that. She fought on the person. And no one was speaking our language in COC or XYZ or any of those places. And she says, you mentored me for 20 years before you ever met me. Because I took those truths and I faithfully worked them on. If only, many years ago, well, I made those people pray that way or whatever. She was getting out of work that week. You do. But we've all done that. God goes, good on you. You know, He's ready to give a reward for that faithfulness. Even where we fall down the wrong path, going back here on 4 hours, going, not that way. Because He sees our heart. And right now, He's getting ready to do a heart reward. And shifting. There's many, we're going to take a break and finish this around in just a few minutes. I remember back in the 90s, if you remember, there was a move of the Spirit where sort of around Toronto time, where a lot of people in Australia, people would go, whoosh, people would fall over, and I saw those that had been to Toronto and taken the courage to make change, to see how the Holy Spirit moved in a different way, come out. And then I saw pastors that I knew. I'm trying to disrespect them, but that's the truth. Mimic the actions, look like, sound like, act like those who had paid the price by people who never paid the price. And when it didn't work for them, because one of my neighbours was actually an hour past himself, actually ended up worked for 6 months because this guy pushed him physically because he couldn't get the result. We've got people. Jesus was real straight with us, so we would not get discouraged. He said, "In this field of wheat, the enemy has planted tents. They look like they'll grow up, but not till the fullness of their attitude and their internal size. They will grow over and above. Whereas wheat bows when it gets mature and full. This will continue to stand up straight and independent." He said, the enemy is... So we've seen it. We've been affected by that. But he said, don't be offended. These things must happen. Because why He loves us all so unconditionally. You can't have a wayward son and not say you didn't love all. You can't say because you have a wayward son you love that child. Yeah, how could you love? And you can't have a wayward son come out of this or wayward daughter. I mean, people really nail parents and put them down. Oh, you know, if you're better, use those scriptures about an elder, should have his house in order. Okay, let's go back to the first mention of that one. God's first son Adam blew it. His second son Cain killed his brother. I'm not having to go to God. This guy has that attitude. It's like, no, brother, you know what? Stand where you're standing. You're standing over to hell. That kind of judgment. Because God in the midst of seeing those things go wrong and no lack of certainty in His love towards the person. So after our break, we're going to come and look at how to hear from God in ways. But I want to pray for you about this transition. Okay, so who feels that's a word? Who feels it? You've been on that journey. If you see that in that road, just like an empty yard. Not much there. So Father, we just thank you that you're speaking to us. And where your word is, there is a creative power of heaven to release to us the unction and the resilience to go the full distance. Lord, we ask today that you would, as it were, fire up that fire 10 times hotter on the inside of us. That we would be fired up to go towards the goal that you put in front of us. Lord, that we would see past the dryness and the weariness of the journey, and we would see the fact that it's an appointed meeting place with you. That you are waiting for us as well as walking with us towards it. Lord, that you would empower us in new ways. Lord, lessons that we've maybe let go of, maybe where we've had it go, we've found it hard to implement. Lord, that how there will be grace that will flow in our lives, that will cause us to come into an inheritance of the promises, because we've been faithful to work the word according to your word. That we've allowed your word to shape us on the inside, that has transformed us, that has renewed us, and it's changed us, Lord, so that we have the mind of Christ. Whereas before we might look at things in the natural way, first inclination. Lord, now let an unction, let an urge of the Holy Spirit come and go, don't stop at that. Lift that thought up into the throne. Lift that way of thinking up into the throne. Because that's the way God wants us to think about it. Lord, would you move in our lives and bring a freshness to us? Lord, we've been on this journey so long, and we know that in the transformation that you promised, there is a release of joy. Because you said those who follow you, their joy is full. And I, for one, cannot wait. I want that joy. I hunger for that joy. I hunger to be under that joy. I am in it, God. And Lord, I want to make the journey. And he said, walk of faith. And I just take ownership where I've not done it by faith, but I've done it by complaint. And Lord, where the conversation's about you, but not with you. Lord, I just open it up to you, so Lord, change my heart. Change my heart attitudes. Rehearsing my complaint is never going to get me to my destiny. Lord, let every sense within us, every sensory perception come alive to your word. Open to us fresh dimensions of the way we hear, the way we process. Lord, as we go to study how to hear from you after the break, Lord, we're asking you to jump alive in us. Every good and perfect gift comes from you, and it's been positive in us. Because you said you've given us everything in life and godliness, and that you wish above all we would have complete prosperity of soul. So Lord, would you enlarge us? And for those of us who felt less than what we would, I know you're putting our flesh to death, but some of us felt a crush. So Lord, you said of a bruised reed, you would break it. Of a fluttering wick, you wouldn't blow it out. Lord, would you blow your healing touch upon those of us who need to be revived? Lord, would you bring us back to a place of strength, that we could finish the walk that we're on, to come to that place where you will meet us. And we pray for our brothers and sisters that are here, Lord, we pray for your church, that they would come alive to what you do. They would abandon their natural trust and they press in. They would be with us, so that no one would be left behind when you transition the church to this next stage. But no one would be left behind. Lord, we ask you to forgive us if we want to exclude certain people who have excluded us. Would you take that out of our heart? Lord, we genuinely ask that all will come to the fullness of your glory, Lord, you're going to be. Every person would have a king would be there that day. Lord, let us be the generation, a little bit like Joseph, been through the pit, the prison, and been brought into the day in the palace, would not take revenge, would not have any animosity, but simply said, it has been the hand of the Lord who has done this. You were just as agents. And he moved into the fullness of all you have had in mind. We want that testimony over our lives. And the goal of how we be trained. To take hold of what we trained to do. Thank you. Bless you. Jude, have a brief break.